We have breaking news coming in. Reuters, which has cited Iranian state media reports, which claims that Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has been killed. And earlier, it confirmed the deaths of family members of Khamenei, including his daughter, son-in-law and granddaughter. Well, earlier, before, the US President Donald Trump said Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei is dead, but that was not confirmed. There was no confirmation on this regard from the Iranian side, but now Reuters is claiming that Iranian side has claimed that Ayatollah Ali Khamenei is dead. And it has also been confirmed that the deaths of his family members, including his daughter, son-in-law and granddaughter. Right, and now we have Jyotsna, who's getting us some more details on the same. Jyotsna, can you tell us more?
Absolutely. Now we have Fars News Agency out there that has now confirmed. I'll just read it out what it says. Now it says the Supreme Leader of the Islamic Revolution was martyred at his workplace in the leader's residence. Now, of course, earlier we had known that there were 30 strikes on the compound where he was apparently, of course, it was not confirmed, but we now know that it was the leader's residence where he was, where, according to Fars News Agency, he was martyred. Of course, it further says that at the time of his martyrdom, he was performing his assigned duties and was present at his workplace, that is his office. And this cowardly attack occurred in the early hours of Saturday morning, is what this Fars News Agency says. It further says media affiliated with the Zionist regime and Visual Reaction had repeatedly claimed that the leader of the revolution was living in a safe place and hiding place due to a fear of assassination. And now his martyrdom at his workplace once again proved the unreality of these claims and that the enemy's psychological warfare, and show that he was always, he stood fearlessly and courageously against arrogance and among the people and in the stronghold of responsibility. Now, of course, what we knew earlier, reports were he's gone underground. We didn't know where he was, but of course, it was Israel who had reported first that he has been killed with Israeli strikes, and Donald Trump had confirmed it earlier. And now it's the Iranian state media who has now confirmed that he was killed in his workplace. And they have, of course, mentioned how this is a martyrdom that has occurred, and that he was, he's performing his assigned duties, that he was present at his workplace. So this is the latest news that we know, that he is indeed has been killed. And yeah, this is what we know as of now. But of course, we'll have to see what consequences happens after this. How does U.S. react to this? Are there going to be pause in the strikes? How are the Arab nations going to react to this? But now, because what Trump has been talking about is regime change. He talks about, the earlier comment which came on Khamenei's death. He said that now the people should take over and, should overthrow the regime. But of course, we have experts who've been talking to us, talking about how this whole regime is not something that is, if one leader is gone, then suddenly it all collapses. It's a whole system, a whole hierarchy that takes place. And we'll have to wait and see who takes place against, or who takes his place, Khamenei's place. It's difficult to say who exactly would be named next. He comes after Khamenei, who was earlier in 1987. He replaced Khamenei, had replaced Khamenei. But who comes next after his death is still to be seen. Well, this is something that Trump has been talking about since long before, since his armada was being sent to the West Asian region, talking about, toppling the regime. And a lot of experts have also been talking about is toppling the regime. But now that Khamenei is no more, will the Iranian people actually go for, take over? And what happens next? How are the Iranians going to react? As of now, we just have the Iranian state media who has now confirmed what exactly, has happened. And Khamenei is dead. He was apparently, according to Fars News, was in his workstation and was working while he was dead. Earlier, we know that his daughter, son-in-law, and granddaughter and daughter were confirmed dead, and we know now that Khamenei is dead as well. Of course, we'll have to see how, what happens next. Is there a pause in the retaliation or what actually happens? Will we see the RRGC, how it reacts? Who's the next leader? We will see. So that's, as of now, that's the latest, and we'll have to wait and see how, what kind of reactions we get from other countries on this, and what is the next step that US will take. Adya.
Now we actually are waiting and seeing what exactly is going to unfold next. Please stay with us, and we'll get more details on the same.